Yeah, we're just gonna start right now.
I
So this is Eddie. This is my the newest housemate here. He shares the bedroom we live in. He's a fantastic dude.
don't believe any shit he's telling you. Yeah. I don't know what you said before, like in your video. Was it talk? What were you talking about? What was your subject?
Well, I was talking about just a quick thank you.
So the house is like basically this is a recovery house and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I mean I keep it kind of vague, like, you know, in terms of like specific location or specific names. But yeah, as far as people know, this is a sober living house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but not like exactly where or anything like that.
Okay, cool. So since I better tell y'all about myself, I'm an alcoholic. I come from a long line of alcoholics, and bam, I keep that tradition tight, son. I've been in this recovery house for about a month and a week. Most of everything's pretty fucking cool. We had to kick out one guy cause fuck that, he was an idiot.
I phrased it a little more nicely in the video I did.
Okay, I'm here just for official bitching. That motherfucker got on my goddamn nerves. and he deserved to get kicked out. Anyway, back to me. Yeah, I've been in recovery 4 separate times. Went to the same place every time. Chronic relapser. Liquor is pretty easy to get a hold of. It was mostly what I did. I do stand-up comedy. I haven't done it in a couple of years because, you know, I've been drinking, bitch. And I'm going to get back into it, you know, sober. And so that's pretty much all about me. I mean, that's the short end of it. That's what she said. And I'm chronically stupid.
So when you said you're a chronic relapser, like, do you mean you relapse on chronic?
Yeah, but boom.
No,
I do though. No, I mean, I love my weed. I'm kind of sorry that I can't smoke weed. But I mean, it does make sense in especially with my situation, but in the whole thing with sobriety, I think. Because when I'm on weed, I'm really relaxed, and I would relax myself to go back to drinking, which was my biggest problem. So for me, it makes sense. For some people, they need it medically. I think I'm just addicted to smoking weed. It's more of a mental thing, not an addiction.
Yeah,
it's just like, you know, it's a fun little ride, and nobody gets hurt with shit like that. Liquor, I'm a fun drunk, so. But you know, when I do suffer for a form of depression, and I just wallow in my my bad shit. You know, like anything going wrong, I just sit around and drink and dwell on it and shit, like and scratch my nuts a lot because I lived alone.
Yeah, dude, that isolation is killer, man.
Yeah, but I like isolation with my when I was drinking, because I mean, I'll be a downer Debbie, you know what I'm saying? A Debbie Downer, whatever she's called. So I don't want to be the sourpuss in a party, right?
Yeah.
And if I was drinking alone and I had internet, I was happy as shit. And I could just, you know, again, just relax, have nobody bugging me and me not bugging them. And I was depressed, but it kept me sane.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, it just becomes such a huge coping mechanism. Like for me, after my destruction with all the laughing gas and stuff, I had to stay drunk just to like cope with just all the shame and depression. And I'm like you know, I'm dual diagnosis, so I have mental health and substance abuse issues. So do you not smoke because then it eventually leads to you drinking again? Is that kind of what you're saying?
In my honest opinion, I don't smoke because I can't smoke live in the sober house.
Well,
no, that's my honest opinion, dude. Seriously, let's say I had the option to smoke here, smoke weed, I would.
Right on. Yeah,
I would.
nice,
I
dude.
would. Yeah, that's the honest way to put it, because fuck. I'm just one of those people that says like weed doesn't harm anybody. I never drive on weed. I don't drive now because I don't have a car. Shit.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to drive when you don't have a car.
Yeah, but like again, I still see it somewhat of a gateway.
Mm.
I'm actually glad, because I might get high enough to talk myself into drinking. So I mean, let's say they did allow weed, and I do smoke it. I think I run myself a higher risk.
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty fair. Yeah. See, for me, like, I'm just probably substance abuser, like, just anything and everything. And typically, if I pick something up, more stuff follows. So for me, I personally wouldn't be able to. But so you feel that you would be able to like be okay with it, but it might lead to a higher risk of relapsing, like with alcohol.
I would say higher risk, but unlikely. Only because, you know, the rules here are pretty simple. It's not like a fucking Oxford house.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to lose my home and now my job because I got drunk, you know.
Yeah.
So no. So I think I would be able to contain myself if it was just weed. 100% no. I could safely say I'll give myself a 90% chance of success if I could.
That's pretty high.
Weed. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I mean, again, I like the guys that live here now that one of them's gone. And the rules are pretty simple, straightforward. And you know, just don't drink, do your chore. You know, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
it's not like an Oxford house. It's not like when you have motherfuckers. Dude, one Oxford house I stayed in, the second one I stayed in. The first Oxford house I stayed in, I flaked out all that one, and I wasn't stressed about the house or anything like that. I was just feeling myself and thought I could sneak myself a drink, and then, dude, I woke up, I blacked out. And I ended up in Portland in a motel room with this prostitute. And I mean, that was the next thing. I'm having a drink after singing some karaoke, and the next thing I know, I blacked out. I went from, we know what city, right? Everybody knows what city.
No, but okay. General area. So I ended up in Portland, and smoking crank, which I typically don't do. You kids call it crank. Oh, that's meth, ice, crystal.
Smoking meth with this prostitute, and I had no idea how I got there. I don't remember meeting the chick. I do not remember. And of course, I spent a couple more days at that place, and I got kicked out of the Oxford house. Of course, I should have.
Yeah.
The second Oxford house I stayed in, guys, well, they weren't as good as the first guys, but you know, it was okay until the lead guy got accused of rape.
Oh.
And dipped out, and two other guys in the house was like protecting the dude, whatever, you know. And sheriffs are showing up at our house every day, and I was just, you know, I'm black and I'm black here, and I don't like cops. It's not that because I'm black per se. But this area is known for being particularly hard on black dudes. Yeah. So that made me uncomfortable because I'm never really uncomfortable around cops. But when they're looking for a rapist and I happen to be around,
that's
if there was a pick on somebody, it'd be me. I don't know, my hairstyle. I don't know. It'd be whatever. And I'm just paranoid like that when somebody around me commits a crime. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't deal with a lot of cops. It's just like, when is it going to go down? I'm from Chicago. So,
yeah,
if you know anything about Chicago
you've
cops,
been through it, man.
I've seen some shit, son. Yeah. So here is guys that when we went to the same program, and it's pretty chill. Of course, I guess we get a few Looney Tune dudes come around, and that motherfucker really irked me too. So, yeah. So,
yeah, I just kind of told him about what had happened, and I did kind of make that distinction too about this house and what an Oxford house is usually like, and yeah, I like how it's more laid back here, and
yeah,
they're willing to work. But yeah, with that housemate, like I said too, I mean that was his third slip in like
dude,
3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. Either way, a very short span. He just didn't seem to be taking his recovery very seriously, and
not at all.
As Eddie phrased it, I'm not in disagreement with anything that you said. So again, I said it a little more nicely, but you know.
Nah, fuck that dude.
Dude, that's funny. It's so funny, dude. I try not to curse on these videos too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I don't care. But I just think it's hilarious.
Okay.
Because it's like I'm more like, oh yeah, oh pain in the butt, and you're just like, F that.
Yeah.
No, I think that's awesome though, dude.
The ironic part was he was one of the guys to convince me to come to this house.
Yeah.
I mean, he constantly pushed me. He was like, because we was in treatment together for like 10 days, and then, you know, he moved on, got a job, and I would see him every now and then, and he would always push me to make sure I try to get in this house.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, you know, he was kind of I noticed later after moving here, he's kind of an attention hound, and so he just came up to me randomly a lot of times while he was gone from treatment but going to work, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try this place out, which I was truly grateful for, because this is I lived in 4 different places, sober houses.
Wow.
2 Oxford, 2 non-Oxford. Those 2 non-Oxfords. Oh shit!
Bad.
Ooh, bad. Bad.
Why were they bad?
The first one was a place they called The Rock. Was it The Rock? No, it wasn't. The first one. No, it was Clean Street.
Oh, dude, yeah, that one's bad. Yeah, I've heard stories.
Oh, dude, I was supposed to move into the what do you call it? The veterans house. It's 10 dudes there. 4 of them were veterans.
Oh.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
I'm a veteran.
That's a little sketch.
Yeah, and the guy at the time that was running it, I don't remember his name, but I don't want to mention his name anyway.
Yeah.
He had 3 heart attacks in like a 6 months time span.
Oof.
Right, 3. And I'm like, and he's running this coffee shop he's trying to open, and like I'm going to the coffee shop helping give out food and stuff like that. It was kind of part of my recovery, and it was cool, but like this guy was constantly sick and in a hospital, so the not patients, the tenants. The tenants was sort of running the whole thing, which is kind of the point. But they had no guidance because the dude was in the hospital all the time and he was sickly and stuff like that. Some of those dudes was kind of sketch, and they didn't give a shit about doing their chores. Like I didn't have a chore that first month I was there, but I was just like I was the one that would end up washing the dishes because nobody would wash the dishes. And they'd clean up over there by the smoking area and shit like that because nobody was doing shit, right? And they had no privacy was out the window.
Oof, yeah,
a good example, because I was couching it there.
Can you explain what couching is?
Oh.
I don't think I mentioned that term.
Okay, couching is when you stay in a place, normally it's a house, and you sleeping literally on a couch. That couch is there for the people that are new and getting indoctrinated. Yeah. And so I'm couching it. And that's basically where you sleep. And you have access to everything else. It just...
but you don't have your own bedroom or a bed,
bedroom, anything like that, no. So the thing with me, one of the things that I noticed immediately, because I couched there for 2 weeks, is that they had no respect for privacy. Like a long-term do, like right behind my couch, it was this room where a guy had his own single room.
Okay.
And at that place, you can invite your girls over and stuff, and it was okay to have a girl in your room and shit like that,
Yeah.
which I thought was cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. I think for the most part, I know here, no, and I think pretty much any Oxford house. Actually, I think you can have your partner stay over, but like you're not supposed to like have sex or anything like that, right?
The Oxford houses I stayed at, the private room, yeah, you can.
Oh, all
You
right.
can get your groove on.
Nothing wrong with that.
That was the two I stayed at, but I know what you're talking about. There's other places where it's like
Yeah.
no.
Okay. So kind of
Or
depends.
no girls in the room at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's different variations because of the different leads and stuff like that. So like a guy would knock on the guy with a private room door. He would have the courtesy to knock, right?
Yeah.
Knock on the motherfucking door and then just open it.
Dude, that's
Not
the
even
worst.
wait for a response. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, oh, hey, give me a minute, or hey, you can come in.
What if he's naked? What if he's in there with his girl? What if he's just spanking his fucking monkey? You know what I'm saying? And you walk in, and he talks about politics or some oh shit. Where's the rent for this month? Or some shit like that. And it wasn't like a one-time thing. Like they all would do that kind of stuff.
Oh.
And I'm on the couch watching these motherfuckers, and I'm like, they don't respect it. They don't do their chores. They do not respect privacy at all. They left the bathroom all fucked up. I ended up doing the bathroom too. And so since I was couching and I wasn't paying rent, you had a 2-week thing you could do that. The 14th day of my stay, I packed my shit up and I went to the fucking share house.
You're just like,
I went to the shelter. I wasn't having it, dude. I couldn't. And they was gonna let me pass on the first month of rent. I'm like, no. Well, I'm gonna pay for no privacy.
Yeah, seriously.
Man, fuck that. And they were sketchy anyway. And I assume, from what I heard, again, there's a rumor that it was kind of a mini trap house anyway.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, that does sometimes happen. One thing I do want to mention too is, because I made kind of that distinction, or kind of with accountability in the house. Like, it's sad to see that housemate kicked out, but at the same time, I'm glad because it holds us accountable. And it's a slippery slope, even with the chores. Like, if people don't start doing their chores and stuff, no one does. Because it's like, well, there's no consequences if I don't do what I'm supposed to do. So it's like, then things just really go downhill. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some illicit activities going on. And
the one thing at that particular place, they wanted you to have the old signature, go to the AA meeting and have it signed.
Proof of going to meetings. Oh, that sucks.
Like it was court ordered, and I'm not court ordered, and it just makes me feel like, it just made me feel like I was, it was court ordered. I did not like that at all. Ugh. So the second place, that was Clean Street. The second place was The Rock. That was a Christian base and stuff like that, which I'm okay with, even though I call myself Christian-esque.
Yeah.
That I like the church community, the ones that go out and do something for people, the churches that go out and do something for people and stuff like that. I love those type of people. I'm not very religious. I believe in there was a dude like Jesus. I just don't believe that motherfucker walked on water.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fair enough.
And those stories get embellished and stuff like that. But I kind of get it. It may be part of history. Again, I'm not very religious, but the guy who ran it was very religious. He was a minister himself.
Oh boy!
And two of the requirements besides staying sober, you had to do Bible study.
Oof!
Twice a day.
Every day, twice a day.
Every day, twice a day.
Oof.
Dude, I'm talking about morning and night. Now, if you had a job, you only did it once. Like, most people had day jobs anyway. So I worked during the day, went to the Bible study at night. Again, I didn't mind. The rent was dirt cheap, which made it tolerable.
Yeah.
And another place where they didn't do chores. They didn't handle the chores. And they had a guy that stayed there at least 5 years. He was like the live-in manager type of deal.
Oh, okay. Wow.
The lead, I would say.
Yeah.
And every week, it was like, okay, we got to start doing chores.
And no one.
None of them motherfuckers did. None of them. But I mean, at the very least, we get hounded for not doing the chores, and I would do my chores, and then with the dishes and stuff like that, I always clean after myself and stuff like that. Yeah, and it was one of those things, and everybody except for one other guy, they weren't using, I don't think, but they were still criminals.
Oh.
They were stealing from us and shit like that, and I was losing my shit. And again, the guy who ran it, who was okay, who ran the thing, he was okay. He was a minister. He did the Bible study thing. Another thing I hated is that we had to go to this church.
I was going to ask too, was that the second requirement, was going to church?
Going to church. We set up the chairs at this church. Yeah. And waited for everybody to leave so we could take the shit down.
And then put them away. Oh, that sucks.
Oh, dude. And, you know, the people at the church were fine and stuff like that. But like being required to go there and set up for the church and take the shit down, it just, you know. And we cleaned the church, did the bathrooms and shit like that. It's like, oh man, you know, nothing made me want to hate Jesus more than that.
Well, yeah, dude, if it's forced, and it's like,
yeah, exactly.
And yeah, especially when it's like not even applicable. Like, I agree with you. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the stories are embellished, but you like those core tenets of like treat everyone with kindness.
Yeah.
You're like, I like the but then you start bringing in like all this, just it's too much with all the church and damn, dude, yeah.
Oh, and at the time I went, that's when Black Lives Matters moved. This hit, and as some violence broke out, where some white dudes jumped up some people close, let's say Portland, and the preacher, the guy who ran the church, the preacher, he said some words and stuff like this and all about fairness and treating everybody, blah blah blah, and he had me stand up with him. Mind you, of course, with most of my life, I am the only black guy there. I am the only black guy there. So this is all, he goes to the 10-minute thing, blah, 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 and then has me stand up like, oh.
You're like, don't use me.
Oh, the token
black guy.
Token black guy, dude. And I felt like shit.
Well,
because but it was a thing that needed to be addressed, but you know, I'm the only black dude.
Yeah, dude.
There's nobody else to pick out, you know. And what if I said no? I'll see. You know what I'm saying? What else? Nah, son, I'm good.
that would have been hilarious. I'm gonna sit this out.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude. This, I didn't bring my card with me.
Yeah, I don't think that would have ended very well.
No. But you know, I sat there and he prayed with me, and I'm like, okay, fine. But the thing is, so the bad thing about that, like the church meetings and the Bible study, I kind of get because it is Christian based.
Yeah.
I met a former senator that she attends that church.
Oh wow.
I don't know if she was a senator or congresswoman. I forget which.
Interesting.
But she was really sweet Republican, so I was skeptical. And but the dudes that lived there drove me nuts. And right when like all the stuff was going on, I'm getting stolen from and stuff like that, I found my apartment and I was able to move out. I left 5 minutes before I was able to get an apartment. I just got into a motel room and started getting drunk. Then a motherfucker.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's when my relapse happened. That's when my relapse happened and my depression at the same time.
Oh.
That's when I lost my father.
Oof.
That exactly on his birthday.
Oh.
I called home to wish him a happy birthday. He died that day.
Oh. Damn, dude.
Yeah, and that's when I moved to my apartment like 5 days after that, and and that's when my depression just really kicked in, and that was. I'm not going to go deep into that. It's just like that was the catalyst, and that's what led me 2 years later to here, basically. Yeah, but that place again. The guy who ran it had a great heart, and yeah, it was okay. It's just the people that were there, the tenants were suspicious as a motherfucker, suspect.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. Just to like not even like feel safe or like feel like your property's okay.
They was eating my candy. They was eating my food. Stole money from me. They just stole a check, not a check, but a money order that I made to pay rent.
Oh, dude, that's low. That's really low.
Yeah, it's $300. Yeah.
Wow, dude. That's another thing I like about this place is like respect is like maintained. Like I feel pretty like safe, or like I don't have to like leave the house and be like, oh, is one of the housemates gonna like steal my stuff, or eat food or drink drinks. Like no, everyone's like really great about not touching other people's stuff.
Okay, I agree with you. However, I got a banana stolen from me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I put it on top of the freezer in there, and I had 2 bananas there, and somebody took my banana.
How long ago was this?
About 3 weeks.
Oh.
2.5 to 3 weeks ago.
Oh, it wasn't me because I don't eat healthy. I mean, you can ask Eddie. I don't really eat very healthy.
This dude eat gnarly as fuck, dude. One thing he has a candy addiction.
Oh yeah,
that's insane. That's like mine. I have a candy. I have to eat chocolates at night, Snicker bars, fucking Twix and shit. At least 4 or 5 mini snacks and shit. This dude comes with what do you call it? Chocolate, that French fucking thing with the hazelnuts.
Well,
chocolate.
So there's like actually I don't know what it's called, but yeah, there's like
the little gold ones.
Oh, the Ferrero Rocher.
This is the first thing. Hold on, you didn't say that gay enough. Say it again.
What do you mean? I am very heterosexual. Excuse me. No, dude, Ferrero Rocher.
Yeah.
How many? I must have bought like 12, 15 of them in like a 2-3 week span. The 12 count boxes. And yeah, I just clear like a box or two and overnight, just wake up and occasionally snack on them.
It's nothing wrong. It's better than an alternative. You can be doing way worse shit.
Yeah, that's true.
So and junk food. Dude, come to think of it, I don't see you cook almost.
Yeah, as far as I've been cooking, I put a pizza in the oven, or I put a meal in the microwave. I'm
like,
I occasionally cook, but not very often.
It was like. Usually it's the oven with the pizza and the microwave dish shit,
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
I mean, no, I like it because it's easy. Like, when I don't feel like cooking, because I like to cook with. If I'm gonna cook something, it's gonna be fucking good. I'm putting in the work to do it, but yeah, that's why I have backup, microwave shit.
Yeah, just
in case, bro. I mean, like
one of those days where you're just like, I don't feel like cooking.
Oh yeah, I had. Just before a couple of hours ago, I had a great lasagna.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah. Yeah. What was that? Marie Callender's or something, or Stouffer's?
What? The one where we get the discount on.
Wait, discount?
Oh, that I bought a.
The Rouse.
Green box.
Michelangelo. Okay. Yeah, that stuff is really good, dude. That's really tasty.
It's good.
But yeah, that sucks about your banana. My guess is maybe typically like if there's anything on the counters, I think during one of the more recent meetings it was clarified, but at least on the countertops, anything that's out there is pretty much for the house.
Free game, baby.
So that's probably why they thought like, well, on top of the freezer, like.
Yeah.
Free game. And cause I know they brought that up in one of the meetings pretty recently.
Yeah, that was I told Steve about it because he was saying typically blah blah blah. No, because I was asking about the buns that was on the counter.
And it was there for like a long time.
Yeah, I found one that wasn't moldy and used it.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. Or just pick the mold off,
Yeah. Or take the penicillin. I might need it.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, but for the most part, though, I mean, like,
Yeah,
everyone's
it's not
pretty
bad.
respectful. And,
Yes.
I really appreciate that. And just get along for the most part. You know, of course, like, not everyone's 100% cordial all the time, but for the most part, and the privacy too, like, I really appreciate that. For the most part, like, we kind of we do our own things, but then if we, you know, oh, hey, you know, let's go see what he's up to, knock on the door and wait for a response. Which I really appreciate. So, yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you're here. You know, I'm glad things have been going pretty well. And, dude, I'm
pretty well. For the house, yes. For everything else,
well, yeah,
I've seen some shit, son.
Well, yeah, and you've just had some, like, really crappy things happen to you in the past. Yeah, like
the 3 weeks,
every week,
really.
dude. Every week it's been
something. It's something. I don't have a shit. Okay, the card that gave me $50 for starting their thing, they just up and closed my account. And like, the money is instantaneous, right? It's instantaneous. I made $50. He made $50. It was cool and shit. And for some reason, they decided to close my account. With all this instantaneous money, the money I put on this card, they say, yeah, we closed your account. We can't tell you why, but we're sending you your money back if you had money on it. I'm like, yeah, I had money. I had $300 on it. It's like, oh, yeah, no problem. You'll get it in 3 weeks. What the fuck? Like, 3 weeks? Dude, who's writing that fucking check? A motherfucker with really tiny hands with a big fucking lottery winner check and just two-handed that bitch. Like,
would you be excited if, like, someone came, like, a person came and gave you, like, a big check?
Fuck yeah. I mean, with my luck, it'd be a big check for 26 cents.
Yeah, they'd probably mess up your amount. They'd probably, like...
It'd be 26 cents, a quarter, and a penny. You know, the penny's a little bit extra.
Yeah, that's a tip.
Yeah, that's the tip. Fuck, dude. Okay, then my phone gets cut off. My free phone, gets cut off. For some odd reason I've been using and stuff like that. It's just they just cut it off. It took me a month and a half to get my driver's license. In order for me to work, I needed my driver's license because of the state. This particular state, you can't have a state ID and a driver's license. Which is, I've lived in 4 different states before. Hawaii, Illinois, North Carolina, California. You can have an ID and a driver's license, you know, and separate them two. You lose one, you got the other. You know, you're good, right? This state, you can't do that, right? So I had a state ID that once you apply for a driver's license, they put a hole in it, and it's not used for identification purposes, depending on where you go. You can or cannot use it for identification purposes, but you can drive, right? So I'm waiting on my driver's license to come to me, but I sent it through the program I was in because I didn't have an address at the time. Took them. They sent it. The place that it got sent back. The DMV. And I changed my address and everything. I said, okay, now send it to me. They said, no, we can't do that. We have to give it to the P.O. box. I'm like, wait, but you already have my new address. Why don't you just send it? Like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, okay, fine. So they send it, and it takes so long. I'm like, okay, fuck it, fine. I'm going to the DMV to go just get this shit, you know, settled. Even though I have to wait 2 more weeks or whatever. Fine, I need to start working now. Get this shit done. I do that last week, and yesterday, the place I sent it to gave me my fucking driver's license because they sent it to the original place I sent to. However, on my driver's license, on the actual driver's license, it has this address. I'm like, you motherfuckers couldn't put that shit. You couldn't change the. I'm like, okay, fine. At least I can start working, get my job working. I'll be working in a week. I'll be happy. Today, the one I went down to the DMV to get, got sent here. So I'm walking around with 2 driver's licenses now. And and I was begging for one for a month and a half.
I know, that's so crazy, dude. Like
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
I'm gonna get a phone maybe tomorrow or maybe the next day, because that got turned off. But I already know my new number. I just don't have a phone.
Oh, cool. Okay, so you can at least give that out.
I'm waiting for the phone because
Well,
I've had a weird experience so far.
yeah, that's actually probably a good idea.
Yeah, when the phone arrives, I'm gonna start giving out the new number. What else? Okay, we got the crazy card people, the driver's license, which equals the job.
Yeah, and you got the job.
The thing is, yeah,
Yeah, this mofo got the job, he accepted, and they just had to wait for the driver's license.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, and I told the lady at the end of the interview, she said, well, because I'm a loose talker, and it was an interview at a place like that, and I was comfortable and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I at the end of the interview, I said, we were walking out, I said, I was a little nervous. I hope that, everything. She said, oh, don't worry about it. You already have the job. Just bring me the driver's license and stuff. It's been a month since I've seen that lady.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's easy. Yeah, no problem. It'll be like a week.
It's been a month since I've seen that lady.
Oh no, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think too of what else is like.
Oh, but I'm keeping it in stride. Everything here is so calm, with the exception of the crazy dude. Everything here is so calm. Everybody's so understanding, and my rent got paid, so I'm good on that. I got good food, and if I get hungry, these motherfuckers will feed me, so I'm still okay. Which is why I'm not really stressing out.
Yeah, one thing I will say about Eddie, because I like his character, that's why I wanted to bring him on here.
I think he's just bored.
Yeah, you guys watch me. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not as animated. And that's why I keep telling him, he needs to start doing some videos too. So thank you for doing this. But
Thank you.
I really like how easygoing you are, or at least you roll with the punches really well. Because a lot of that stuff, is like not even frustrating, just angry, man.
Yeah.
And this dude kept us cool throughout it and just kept positive about it. And I think that's phenomenal. That's a great skill and a great thing to have in recovery. You know?
Well, I attribute that to you and the rest of the guys here because, for one thing, there are way worse alternatives than the ones I'm going through right now. Way worse. Like, the $300. It's going to be 3 weeks. Well, probably 2 weeks now. But it's going to be 3 weeks till I get the money. But I'm getting the money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The driver's license. I knew eventually I'll get it. And now I have to. You know what I'm saying?
That is pretty funny, dude. It's like...
Right. It's nothing that won't be eventually solved. And within sight.
Yeah.
The thing, it was like, okay, minor setback. However, these things will come to pass.
Yeah.
So it's not something to go crazy about. I live in a safe home. These dudes ain't batshit crazy. For the most part.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
For the most part.
You need to clarify.
All of us have our little things.
Yeah.
That make us just regular people, I think. But some people see things in one way. Like, I hate Trump. I don't hate people that like Trump. I just hate Trump. But I don't bring it up because some people get excited about that shit. I'm not sure about anybody here because I don't bring it up because I'm not that bored.
Let's start some trouble.
Nah. But okay, that's the thing about me. People don't know. Do I hate? Well, it doesn't matter. I don't have to go into him because he's. I can watch all the bad news and giggle all day. Yeah. So that's the thing. A lot of these things, like the alternative. Let's say I just decided, like, fuck this. I'm gonna drink because I want to drink and stuff like that. And except for when I was working as a bartender, and really when I lost my way 6 years ago when I was in Honolulu, and I just really just continually downfall of the drinking. I've been homeless several times. Yeah, and just now if I drink, I mean, let's say if I started drinking again, I lose where I live, I lose my job, and I'll be starting over probably in a homeless shelter again and wondering what the fuck to do with myself. Is it worth it? No. What if I decided, like, 2 years from now, I'm going to be able to drink again, or I find the job that pays me enough to, like, go independent again and start drinking again.
Yeah.
I mean, I run the risk of going overboard again, but I wouldn't immediately lose everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's, I mean, my thing is, like, don't freak out. Things can work. Things will work themselves out. And it's just no reason to actually fucking lose it. My therapist, mental health dude, he told me yesterday, it's like, dude, I don't know what to do with you. Well, not yesterday, the day before. No, that was yesterday. Yeah, I don't know what to do with you because, you know, you're over most of your depression. You really don't have much to bitch about. I'm like, well, no. Like, eventually in the next couple of weeks, I'll have my money back. I have my driver's license. I'll have a job. I'll live in a secure place. What I'm supposed to bitch about? Yeah,
seriously.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm looking up. I mean, when I got evicted from my apartment, I didn't even think about going to treatment.
When you got evicted?
When I got evicted, I was basically gonna go back to the shelter and see what I was gonna do with myself. And even though I was sleeping at the treatment place, I wasn't thinking about going back to treatment.
So you're sleeping like outside?
No.
Or what do you mean sleeping?
They just stopped it. I mean, I'm like one of the last people to do
like the sobering unit. Okay, yeah. I gotcha.
And that's how I went there in the first place. And I remember when I first tried to take treatment and we go to Detox, I wasn't drunk enough
to go to Detox.
Yeah, I because this is fucked up. I went to the sober unit and, you know, they let me in because I was drinking. And I said, fuck it, I'm going to Detox. But the liquor wore off, so they couldn't take me into Detox. Next day I went out, I got drunk, I smoked some fucking meth. And that meth is not my thing. I don't do it, but I was like, oh no, fuck, they gonna take me.
Yeah.
They gonna take me.
One way or another.
If I'm not drunk enough, I'm gonna be high on something. Yeah, I smoked some weed. I mean, my frustration put me on that path.
Yeah, well, because I mean, at least in my experience and what I've seen with other people, especially in early recovery, is it's so easy to justify relapse or be like, oh man, I'm like pissed off, like I'm just gonna have a drink. And a funny story too with me when the mental health court mandated me to go to inpatient. After I did the assessment and everything, you know, the person's like, okay, just make sure that when you come in to get checked in for inpatient, that you're not under the influence, so there's no drugs in your system. You can blow a 0.0. And I showed up drunk. so that they breathalyzed me and they're like, and you're going to Detox. Yeah. Fortunately, they had a bed in Detox because otherwise I would have been screwed. But yeah, so I knew better, and still, it's just like,
oh yeah, that's
stupid.
It was incredibly stupid. It was incredibly stupid. But I get it. Like now, like Detox, because they got rid of the sober unit, they now it's open 24 hours a day.
Oh.
And if they have a bed, they'll let you in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Of course, you have to be drunk or high. But that's 3 days. Like, I think the minimum is 3 days.
Yeah, usually Detox is like 3 to 5. The place I worked at, because I was telling them too, I mean, not too much information, but it's just funny how that housemate, you know, on the second relapse, went to the facility that I last worked at as a nurse. Well, actually my last job in general, over 2.5 years ago. I should probably get a job.
Probably a good idea.
But yeah, like a detox there was like 5 to 7 days. But I think when I was in detox at this facility, I was there for like 3 days. I mean, I've never really detoxed heavily off of alcohol, like to the point of like tremors and like hallucinations. But I'm sure that's their policy though. If you show up to inpatient under the influence, they at least need to make sure you're safe before they put you to inpatient. So
I got one for you.
But
I went to a sobering unit. I had an apartment too. It was weird. I went to the sober unit because I was too drunk, and I had liquor at home. And I was aware enough that when I passed out, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna start drinking. So I went to the sobering unit. I was so drunk that they called the fucking ambulance.
Oof.
They called an ambulance and took me to the hospital. And then maybe 2 months after that, same deal. I had liquor in the house. I was fucking plastered. And I thought I drank myself to the point that I was be alcoholic poisoning.
Oh.
I called it 911 on myself to go to the hospital. They kept me for 3 days.
Oof.
The hospital did.
Oof.
They had me plugged in with whatever they plug you in with to get that shit out of my system. But yeah, they kept me. I figured I'd be out day and a half. No, 3 days.
Wow, that's crazy, dude. Yeah, we've had patients at the facility that would, if you blew past a certain point, the protocol was they would send you to the local emergency department. And it's crazy. Like some of these like people that have such like terrible alcoholism, I mean, they would blow like a 0.35, which is like pretty intoxicated, and they would be like maybe a little buzzed appearance. Like it's just amazing how much of a tolerance.
I did that. Yeah.
Where you would just have such a high BAC, but you'd not be like as inebriated as if someone that didn't really drink. Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
I did that when I was 21 or 22 with the Navy. I went out. I was stationed on the ship, and I went out and got fucked up. And I woke up. I mean, I went out, went back to the ship. I remember all this shit. And I woke up an hour late for work because I was sleeping on the ship and working on the ship. And they came and wake me up and stuff like that. And they kept. I showered up, went back up, went to work. Every now and then people come show up late, right? And our shop was a bunch of drinkers. But first guy I ran to, my partner in the lab, he's like, dude, you smell like a bucket of liquor.
Oof.
The guy who ran the shop, he's like, dude, you smell like a bucket of liquor. They kept saying bucket of liquor, but it's Navy, I'm not sure why. But I smelled like a bucket of liquor, apparently. The chief came in and said, dude, you can't be in here. You gotta go down to medical. They sent me down to medical, and I was fine. I had 5 hours of sleep. I was good to go. And this is 1991. Oof. Yeah, I'm old as fuck. It was 1991, and they didn't do the blow test. They did the blood test, and had me do the sober thing for the cars when you're driving, drunk driving, and I passed it for flying colors. And the doctor, he said, get the fuck out of here. He opened the door. He yells out to another room. He said, dude, you gotta come see this. So he called in another doctor. Says, yeah, do that again, And first, the other doctor walked in and said, damn, you smell like a bucket of liquor.
Yeah, dude, what is it with a bucket of liquor?
What is it, right? I was so tired of hearing that. But I did the whole thing and say, oh my God, man. Okay, now can I go back to work? No, fuck no.
Yeah. Like I passed.
You are required to go back to bed, dude. I'm not even fucking sleepy, And when I went to captain's mast, because that's what they do, which is punishment for whatever transgressions, you have to see the captain. And the captain, because at this point I didn't know what I blew. Well, not blew, but
Yeah.
And he told me that at that point I blew after 5 hours of sleep, 0.33. Oof. And he said if a guy got past the physical sobriety test at .33, he is truly an alcoholic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Even just like being awake, I mean, and conscious, dude. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I was coherent. I was ready to work and everything. It's just, yeah. Again, my only defense was that I had 5 hours of sleep.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, fine, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But you can't be on a ship of any kind and be drunk and working.
Well, I mean, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. That's how I lost my job with Norwegian's cruise line.
Oh no. Was this after or before the Navy?
Oh, this is after the Navy. This is at least 10 years after. No. Yeah, about 15 years after the Navy.
Wow.
Yeah. I love that job too.
What happened to where you got?
I showed up late for work.
That's it? Like, were you drunk though, or?
I was hungover.
And
I smelled like alcohol when I was supposed to, I was going to transfer from the bar department, but I was helping out the ship by being the only Japanese translator. Like when we get Japanese people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the bar manager, who hated my guts, even though I was the most popular bar waiter there, hated me. I guess it was because people liked me, I guess. And he wanted to see me about maybe some paperwork or whatever in order to be the official Japanese translator.
Mm-hmm.
And I showed up late for work, and he wasn't, he was the manager, so he didn't have to be there in that particular bar. There's a bunch of bars there. But he was looking for me, and I'm late for work. And then when he finally found me, I smelled like alcohol because I was drinking it earlier.
You smelled like a bucket of liquor?
He didn't, thank God he didn't say that. I would have choked him out and been in way more trouble than I got into. But yeah, so that's how I lost my job. Yeah.
Oh, damn, dude.
Yeah. And the alcohol has lost me jobs, not friends, but I've lost jobs because I was drunk or drinking. Yeah, and that they say you lose everything. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't pay rent. That means I have to go homeless. Yeah.
It's tough, like, especially, when you just get that low. Even, like, at least my experience with the legal system, it's like you kind of get kicked when you're down. Or it's harder to get back up, back to where you were, which makes sense because, if you're homeless, like you can't readily shower or have clean clothes and be presentable to get another job. So, dude, that freaking...
Yeah, it was a cruise line. I lived and worked on a ship, so I lost a home and a job. Bam, just like that.
Yeah, wow, dude.
Just because... And this is, what I was drinking at the laundromat because there's a bar next to the laundromat, and even though the ship would do your laundry, it was a process you have to go through. I'd just rather do that. And it was a bar next to the laundromat.
Yeah, dude, win-win, right?
And so I had a night shift, and I drink it, have a couple of drinks, not get real fucked up, finish my laundry, fold my clothes, go back there, put my clothes away, take a nap, go to work. That was it. I did that every week, every single week. So that was my habit, and the one time I oversleep is the one time that the bar manager has to see me.
Yeah, I do. It's funny how that works.
The guy that hates me, because like. I work with the bartenders and those people, and we all did that shit.
Yeah.
That was the thing. But yeah, the one guy that hates my guts, he happens to, yeah.
That freaking sucks, dude.
Yeah, it did.
That really sucks.
It did. And I was getting over a breakup with my crazy ass girlfriend. I wasn't getting, I guess I was getting over her because she was really pretty, and she was my tallest girlfriend. She was 5'8". I'm 5'4". And she was really pretty, but she was batshit crazy.
Well, that's usually how it works out, though.
Yeah. And
unfortunately,
her being gone was a gift, in that she was batshit crazy. But I guess the fact that she was like really pretty and really tall to me was a sense of pride, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Then I got off the ship and said, "Oh shit, there's a bunch of bitches in Hawaii too."
That's right. Well, this isn't so bad.
Yeah.
That's funny stuff, dude. Well, we're almost about at an hour.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. This has been a lot of fun. I'm sure. Yeah, let's end it here. We'll have to do this again. If/when Eddie makes like a YouTube channel or some sort of content, I will put a link in the description in here so you guys can check his stuff out, because like I said, he's hilarious, and you guys can see he's got a lot of cool stories. But yeah, we'll definitely have to do this again. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
But
I didn't think it was going to be as much fun.
See what I'm saying, dude? It's like fun. Even if no one watches it, it's just like, I don't know, it's just still entertaining. But yeah, comment what you guys think, because that will also kind of encourage Eddie to do more of this. Cause I keep telling you, you're a funny dude. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll do something sometime soon.
Yes, we'll. At least I will wear my tassels.
No, Eddie. Okay, bye, guys.